Most people do not fail at saving because they're lazy. They fail because saving feels impossible when everything already has a place to go. Rent, food, transportation, bills, subscriptions, debt, random expenses that somehow appear every single month. And in 2026, this is even harder because prices still feel heavy for many households. In the US, the personal saving rate was only 3.6% in March 2026, which means a lot of people are not keeping much of their income after spending. And according to Bankrate's 2026 Emergency Savings Report, only 46% of US adults have enough emergency savings to cover 3 months of expenses, even though most people say they would need at least that much to feel comfortable. So if you are starting from zero, you are not alone. But here's the good news. You do not need to become rich first before you start saving. You start saving so you can stop feeling controlled by every emergency, every due date, and every unexpected bill. In this video, we're going to break down how to start saving in 2026, even if you are a complete beginner. Before that, I would like to welcome you to the Money Canvas, where we make money lessons simple, practical, and easier to apply in real life. And if you find this helpful, you can give the video a like and subscribe for more beginner-friendly money lessons. Now let's get into it. Step 1. Know where your money is actually going. Before you can save money, you need to know where your money is escaping. Because sometimes the problem is not that you have zero ability to save. The problem is that your money is moving without your permission. A small delivery fee here, a subscription there, a few random purchases because you were stressed, bored, or tired. And by the end of the month, you look at your account and ask, where did everything go? So the first step is simple. For the next 7 days, track everything you spend. Not forever, just 7 days. Write it down in your notes app, a spreadsheet, or even a piece of paper. Food, coffee, transportation, online orders, bills, tips, fees, anything. The goal is not to shame yourself. The goal is to see the truth. Because once you see the pattern, you can finally make better decisions. You might realize, I'm not actually broke. I'm just spending too casually on things I don't even remember buying. That awareness alone can change everything. Step 2. Start with a small emergency fund. A lot of beginners hear the advice, save 3 to 6 months of expenses. And honestly, that can feel impossible at the start. If your expenses are $2,000 a month, then 3 months means $6,000. That number can feel so far away that you do nothing. So instead of starting with 3 to 6 months, start with your first emergency target. Maybe $250, then $500. Then $1,000. The first goal is not to become financially free overnight. The first goal is to stop every small problem from becoming a financial disaster. A flat tire, a medical bill, a broken phone, a sudden trip, a delayed paycheck. Without savings, even a small emergency can push you into debt. But with even a small emergency fund, you begin to create breathing room. Step 3. Save first before you spend. This is one of the most important habits in personal finance. Most people do this. They get paid, they pay bills, they buy food, they spend on wants, they wait until the end of the month, then they say, I'll save whatever's left. But usually, nothing is left. So you need to reverse the order. When money comes in, save first. Even if it is only $10, $20, or $50, move it before your brain treats it as spendable money. This is called paying yourself first. It sounds simple, but it works because it removes the need for constant motivation. You are not waiting to feel disciplined. You are building a system that makes saving automatic. For example, if you get paid every 2 weeks, you can set an automatic transfer every payday. Maybe $25 per paycheck. That is $50 a month. Not huge, but that is $600 in 1 year. And once the habit is built, you can increase it later. The amount matters, but in the beginning, the habit matters more. Step 4. Use a simple budget, not a perfect budget. A beginner does not need a complicated budget with 30 categories. You do not need to track every cent forever. You just need a simple structure. Here is one beginner-friendly version. First, list your needs: rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments. These are the things you must pay. Second, list your wants: dining out, subscriptions, shopping, entertainment, travel, upgrades. These are not always bad, but they need limits. Third, list your savings: emergency fund, short-term goals, future investments, retirement. The point of a budget is not to make your life miserable. The point is to give every dollar a job before random spending gives it a different job. And do not make the mistake of creating a budget that only works in your imagination. If you know you like eating out, include eating out. If you know you need some fun money, include fun money. A realistic budget is better than a perfect budget that you quit after 1 week. Your goal is not to remove joy. Your goal is to stop wasting money on things that do not actually matter to you. Step 5. Cut one money leak. You do not need to fix your entire financial life in one day. Just find one leak, one habit, one expense, one pattern that keeps draining your money. Maybe it is food delivery. Maybe it is impulse shopping. Maybe it is subscriptions you barely use. Maybe it is buying things because they are on sale even though you did not need them. Maybe it is upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases. Pick one, then reduce it. Not everything, just one. For example, imagine someone spends $15 on food delivery 3 times a week. That's $45 a week, around $180 a month. Over 1 year, that's more than $2,000. And the scary part is, it may not even feel like a major expense because it happens in small pieces. This is why small leaks are dangerous. They do not look serious in the moment, but they quietly weaken your ability to save. So instead of saying, I need to stop spending completely, say, this month I will cut one leak and redirect that money into savings. That is much more realistic, and it gives you progress without making you feel deprived. Step 6. Increase your savings slowly. When you are a beginner, do not start too aggressively. Some people try to save a huge amount immediately. Then after 2 weeks, they feel restricted, frustrated, and give up. It is better to start with an amount you can actually continue. Then increase it slowly. For example, start with $25 per paycheck. After 1 month, increase it to $35, then $50, then $75, then $100. This is how saving becomes part of your lifestyle instead of feeling like punishment. You can also increase your savings every time your income goes up. If you get a raise, do not immediately spend the entire raise. Save part of it first. If you get a bonus, save part of it first. If you pay off a debt, redirect part of that old debt payment into savings. This is how you build momentum, not through one dramatic move, but through small repeated decisions that compound over time. So if you want to start saving in 2026, do not overcomplicate it. Start with these 6 steps. Know where your money's going, build a small emergency fund, save first before you spend, use a simple budget, cut one money leak, and increase your savings slowly. The goal is not to become perfect with money. The goal is to become more prepared. Because once you have savings, life feels different. You are not as easily shaken by emergencies. You are not always waiting for the next paycheck. You begin to make decisions with more calm and less panic, and that is what saving really gives you. Not just money, but breathing room. If this helped you, you can like the video and subscribe to the Money Canvas for more simple money lessons. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.